Aviation has really started on its growth curve now in India. I think a market that was very saturated on the domestic front, the growth of both, on the one hand, airports, from 74 airports in 2014 to 149. I just inaugurated a new airport 3 days ago in Utkela in Orissa. So we are at 149 airports now, not 148. In terms of fleet size, from 400 to 700. And in terms of the number of travelers, from 6 crores to almost 14.5 crores. What are the projections going forward? The projections going forward are, as far as airports are concerned, touching 200 to 220 by 2030. As far as planes are concerned, going from our current fleet size of 700 to almost about 1,500 by 2030. And similarly, as far as passengers are concerned, going from current 14.5 crores to, some studies have projected, almost 42.5 crores by 2030. Now that's the phenomenal growth that you see. When that happens, and specifically that must happen on the international side, because until now our carriers have been very concentrated on growing capacity on the domestic side, and therefore narrow-bodied aircraft. You've now seen carriers like Air India, Indigo place orders for 470 aircraft on one hand and 500 aircraft on the other. Both orders comprising of a decent amount of, on the one hand, large body with Boeing and Airbus with Air India, and as far as Indigo is concerned, with A321 XLRs, which can do a distance of almost 6-7 hours. Now, once that happens, then the concept of an international hub also becomes I wouldn't want to say a low-hanging fruit, but an opportunity for India. India for too long has had its hub either on its eastern border or western border. We're currently working with DIAL to look at setting up a hub in Delhi to start with. But what I feel is in the next decade or so, the capability of India to have not necessarily only a single hub, but multiple hubs. Yes. One in Delhi, one in South India, one on the western side. That capability certainly is there. But I think we need to start with one, engage and make sure that the proof of concept takes off. And once that does happen, then replicate that going forward. Too many of our travelers today go via a third country, and I think it's important to, instead of sixth freedom, really looking at direct flights, and therefore creating that hub structure within India.
So to answer my question, 5 years before we get at least one truly global hub, given the pace of expansion, or 10 years?
Well, I think you could look at a roadmap of 5 years. I would want it to be sooner, but I'm not going to divulge a date closer than 5 years. I believe that I think it's important to undercommit and overdeliver as opposed to overcommitting and underdelivering.
All right. So 5 years, that's an interesting statistic nonetheless.